welcome to another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. Do another solo episode because there's still a contagion around.
Dare the vile contagion of the night and add unto his sickness.
And really hate getting political on this, and this isn't really a political statement, it's just common sense. No, we're not ready to return to normal. Not until testing and vaccines come about. Once everybody can get tests and vaccines, you might be able to see the full cast again. This week, I don't got a mouse in my pocket. And my dog decided to be off camera, so she's not going to be part of the show either. But I'm reviewing Bib and Tucker. This is a 6-year bourbon. It is, surprisingly, it is one of those rare whiskeys that came with a real cork. Now, I don't trust putting a cork in and out of a whiskey a lot because then you end up with pieces that fall into the whiskey and all that. So we, grabbed a top from, a previous bottle that we saved just for that occasion. So this whiskey is a sourced whiskey, and it's a sourced whiskey. Rumored to be sourced from George Dickel. The proof is 92. Like I've said before, it's aged 6 years. The mash bill is 70% corn, 26% rye, 4% barley, and the price for it was $62. I've heard that you can get it cheaper in other states, around the $55 amount. Washington State puts a lot of high tax and things like that on there that make the price go up a little bit for us. But I'm okay with that. So, if you want to tax my vices and it helps make roads and schools and bridges and infrastructure, it's okay. It's a vice, but
this nation's security infrastructure is wide open to compromise.
It's a vice that I enjoy. So let's get started here. Let's see here. We got on the nose, we have a combination of a very thick molasses kind of smell with some black licorice. Definitely a black. I mean, that's pretty much all I smell. There's maybe you smell a little bit of spice in there because of the rye, but mostly you smell that. Some people are saying shoe leather, but I don't get that because it's got a sweetness to it that shoe leather just doesn't have. I don't know how many times these people have stuck their nose in a shoe before, but a shoe isn't quite as pleasant as this is. It's definitely got some nice things on the nose. You may not be a fan of black licorice, but I actually don't mind it. As you can see, the star of the show has arrived, so we're gonna just I've heard dogs help the view numbers on YouTube. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you want more dog, less me, more dog, or less dog, more me. I personally would rather have more dog because she's adorable. I mean, look at this little girl. Look at that. That's just, that's just precious. So I'm going to stick myself I'm going to make myself stand in the corner, just so you can have more dog. That's Awesome the dog, by the way. She has her own Facebook page. Facebook.com/awesomethedog. Everything is awesome. Where she talks all kinds of smack about her humans. But, so on the nose, pleasant, black licorice, thick molasses, little bit of spice on the nose. But anyways, I think it's time. Dark Helmet, do your thing.
Ludicrous speed!
So, it's got a nice little feel to it. It a lot of flavor. You definitely a lot of people are saying that I've seen a lot of other reviews that say that it's a little thin. I don't sense that. It does have to me, it's a lot thicker than a lot of other whiskeys out there. A lot of other very expensive whiskeys. It's definitely unique. I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's definitely worth a try because it does have kind of a unique flavor to it. It's a little harsh on the mouthfeel.
It's really harsh.
And that may be because of a combination of... I actually don't think the rye would be part of that because it's only 26% rye. That's kind of a good percentage of rye. Maybe if they had just a little bit less rye. But I think that 6 year age, maybe if it had just a few more years of age, and that 92 proof, this whiskey might taste a little better with just a slightly lower proof. Not maybe 80, maybe I don't know, maybe 85 proof. It's got just a little bit. The mouth feels a little harsh, a little more harsh than it should be for 92. I usually like whiskeys that are a 92 proof, but so this one, there's some improvements that could be made. It's very unique. I would definitely be interested in other expressions that they come out with.
People judge you by your expression.
I think it's amazing that people are saying that this comes from George Dickel because it tastes a lot different than George Dickel. Way more unique. So even though it's sourced, I think that they did some things with the aging that have set it apart from whoever distilled it. So, which is kind of what, if you're going to make a sourced whiskey, you better know something about how to age that whiskey that's going to give it a unique spin. Little bit more aging, just a slight bit more aging, maybe a tiny tweak on the mash bill, and just lower the proof just a touch. And this could be very, very interesting. Again, I'm not sure if I like it, but I'm still going to recommend people try it because it does stand out. It is a unique expression. This isn't one when you try it, you're either going to, a lot of people say they either love it or hate it. But it's at least unique, and that is significant to me. So many bourbons out there, and there is only so much you can do, and too many distilleries have expressions that are way too similar. So the fact that they found a way to have a unique tasting expression, that's impressive to me.
Impressive, most impressive.
But there's always that Jeff Goldblum quote of, just because you can doesn't mean you should. So, yeah, that I'm not sure where I stand on that. But give it a try. Let me know in the comments what you think of Bibb and Tucker Small Batch Bourbon. And we will be with you next week for another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey, where if my wife will cooperate, we might do another blind taste test with just me again, because, well, you know, COVID-19 and no vaccines or testing yet. But just a little taste test to see if I can tell the difference between the bourbons that I've been trying the past couple weeks. And coming up very soon in a future month, we've got something stuck in my eye. We've got 2 Japanese malts and another malt. None of these 3 are single malts. They're just malted whiskey. So they're all 3 blended. But I'm going to try those 3 in a row and then do a blind taste test on that. So that's in a month coming up in the future. The whiskey's already been purchased. It's sitting on my shelf waiting. But next week I think we might be doing a taste test. So take a look at that. In news, just real quickly,
I hate the news.
I hear that Colonel Taylor is going to be coming out with that's Buffalo Trace Distillery is coming out with a very highfalutin, one of their limited edition whiskeys. And although the distillery is going to sell it for a pretty reasonable price, most people are predicting that it's going to be right around $1,000 because it's a wheated bourbon. The mash bill is quite similar to Pappy Van Winkle or Weller, and it's also aged 18 years. So I won't be buying it because I've just never been a fan of Colonel Taylor. If I find out a local bar has it, we might visit that bar, but and we will ask any bar if they want to buy it so that we can, you know, taste it. But yeah, I won't be buying the bottle. But anyways, awesome. Did you want to say goodbye to your fans? No? Okay. You don't have treats for her. She doesn't care. So see you next week for another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey.